It's hard to imagine Malvern Prep without a Fran Kenny in it, because he always seemed to be here. I can't remember anyone, with the exception of Stu, and that's only equally, and maybe Chuck Chinichi, and that's equally, being at so many Malvern events. And he still is out of here at about 3:15 if he can, to go up to a lacrosse game, a swim match, to drive down to an interact game, whatever it is. He is one of the most fully supportive people on this campus of what the kids do. And I can't imagine how we're going to be able to replace that sort of dedication. I knew when I started at Malvern Prep, after all the interview process and all that, and getting the job, that I was at a special place because of what happened early in my career here. Faye and I were moving into a new house in the Broomall area, and Fran Kenny and Jim Stewart showed up to help us move, to get things out of the truck, into the house, into the rooms. And I'll always remember Fran calling me a squirrel, because I obviously keep everything and squirrel it away into little different spots. And I just knew from that day that I had a family around me, besides my own personal family, that was going to take care of me no matter what. I always remember that comment, Fran, about being a pack rat and a squirrel. And you're right, look around my office and you'll know that I am. And there's something else that I want to tell you, Fran. There's something in particular that you've always been able to do for me. First is calm me down, because you know I can sometimes be a little bit emotional and impulsive. You always knew when to calm me down. But also your incredible methodology of trying to remember kids' names by going through the alphabet, beginning with A, running as far as you have to, sometimes getting it to an M, then having to decide if it's a Mick or a different kind of opening to the last name. But I can't remember a time when you didn't get it. Maybe it would be 5 or 10 minutes later, but you always got it. And it always grew out of your wanting to know everything about the families, the kids, the siblings, the grandparents. You cared about these kids from the very beginning right up here until the end with your retirement. I want to thank you for being able to do all that for me. We're losing a special man, a man that was here when things were really, really rough, that had to make those phone calls to the 5 or 6 contact cards per night, and who really helped get us through some very, very rough times. So Fran, thank you for being all you've been, not just for me, but for Malvern. You've been a special guy. And you can dance.